Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Zelensky wants personal meeting with Putin. Okay, well, what if Putin says, no problem, I'll be at the Kremlin on Monday morning at 8 o'clock. Come over. Zelensky wants to meet Putin. I don't think Putin has a problem meeting Zelensky. Why? Putin has never said that he doesn't want to meet Zelensky. He said, what good would that do? Because in Putin's assessment, Zelensky has no authority. According to the Russians' interpretation of the Ukrainian constitution, Zelensky, was done last year in May. As a president, his mandate expired a year ago. So according to the Russian interpretation of what's going on in Ukraine, Zelensky is an usurper. Is that how you call it? A person who has no authority. He can show up as a private individual. We can assess his crimes against our Russian people. But other than that, he can show up, he can talk, but he will have no authority to sign any documents. That's what the Russians said. Let him be part of a Ukrainian delegation. Let him be over there. But what if he signs a document, and after we sign a document in order to make peace, and after 3 months from now, after signing the documents, a new government shows up and says, you know what, actually, upon reading the Constitution a little bit better and sober, we realize that actually the guy who signed the peace treaty 6 months ago, Zelensky Stein, was not actually the legitimate president and have the authority to sign the document. Therefore, that document is null, zero. And then we start over. All right, so let's read this article. This comes from Russia Today. This is from July 20th, 2025. Zelensky wants personal meeting with Putin. No problem, man. I'll be at the Kremlin every day, all day. Come over, Red Rover. Moscow believes the Ukrainian leader, you're idiots again, because he's not Ukrainian, I would say, seeks to portray himself as legitimate. Yeah, I think that's mainly what it is. And if this guy will pull another drug, infested behavior as he did in the Oval Office, what do you think the Russians will do? Do you think that Putin will apply a Haragoshi or an Ogoshi or a Ashibarai to Mr. What's his name and fuck him up? What do you think he should do? Or maybe Peskov. I don't see Peskov doing squat. Ukraine's, thank you very much, Vladimir Zelensky has once again called for a personal meeting with Russian President Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin, claiming that only such a summit could secure a truly lasting peace. I don't think so. I think it's going to be a legitimization of this baboon, this alien, and nothing will come out. Moscow considers this pointless until the country's delegations find some common ground. When Putin offered Kiev in May to resume direct negotiations without preconditions, and from the point at which Ukraine had unilaterally abandoned talks in 2022, Zelensky challenged him to come and meet in Istanbul personally. Ukraine eventually agreed to send its delegation amid reported pressure from Washington, and since then the sides have nothing, zero, fuck off. That's not a peace negotiation. Speaking on Saturday, Zelensky stated that, and I'm quoting, the pace of negotiations must be increased. Do you mean walking away from it? Offering to hold a new round of talks next week, and once again demanded a personal meeting with Putin. And I'm quoting, a meeting at the level of leaders is needed to truly ensure a lasting peace, he said, adding that Ukraine is ready. I remember that maybe 2 months ago or 3 months ago, and it was a little bit an apex of Putin might meet with Trump. The Russians said, but why should we meet? The Russians are normal. They're not Hollywood ridden. They say, okay, but why do we meet? For a photo op? Just to wave? Then they said, we meet only if something meaningful is signed. That is the reason why we meet. We don't meet only to take pictures and point a finger at the baboons who are adulating us. The Russians are normal. The other guys are just living in a retarded world, let's put it mildly. So the Russians, why would they meet? They said, no, this is the way it goes, my friends. It's unbelievable how the society was conditioned to assess reality based on movies, not the other way around. Like, movies based on reality. Nowadays reality is based on movies. They think, and one of the clear examples of funny examples for me, it was a clip. I didn't watch Star Trek, the movie or the series or anything. I thought it didn't appeal to me. I'm nice, okay? I'm very nice, actually. And I remember it was one of those guys over there in the Star Trek, and something happened to one of the spaceships. I don't know, smoke was coming out, it didn't work. And this guy, semi-human, semi-something, was sent to solve the problem. He took a wrench or something. He went over there and came after about a minute and a half. Problem solved. And I was thinking, no shit. He solved the problem, and with a wrench. Click, 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 and that's it. So I was thinking, what kind of example does that movie give to the American population? With a wrench, click, click, space, everything is clear. I mean, really? So the same thing. These guys look at this as, we're going to meet. What's up? Give me 5, parakataka, some pictures, some blowjobs, and we're cool, man. We didn't sign anything. But that's the purpose. You meet after you agreed to sign documents, and the documents are agreed upon by your delegations through multiple, not only one wrench visit with a wrench fixed, I'm coming over. No, multiple meetings, discussions back and forth. You go back, you come, you meet again. It's a process. Could be long. Oh my God, no, quick, right now. I want a French fries and a Big Mac. Presto, right now, and a Coke on ice. Or the other way around, whatever it is. I don't drink it, but nevertheless. So this is the mentality people are taught that the world is really like in this kind of circumstances. So when the Russians say, hold on, stoy, just a moment, we need to talk, we need to meet, it's a process. Oh my God, did you see Star Trek? That guy solved the problem with a wrench, man. And these Russians, Jesus Christ, drag their feet, God damn it. That's why these are far away backwards somewhere in Siberia still, coming from the woods and from permafrost. Ooh. My friends. So, that's why these guys think that we're just gonna show up, we're gonna have a conversation. Hey, you give me this, I give you this, you get Svetlana, you give me, I don't know, whatever, and we're right here, we're on it. No, man, no. So let's read further what these baboons are saying. And the public buys that because they were conditioned since infancy to look at the world like that. And the world is not like that. And then they all on pills, and they all are depressed because the mass media portrayed a fake reality, and they think that's the reality. Have you seen those commercials when you see the mom dressed nicely and all with nails, blah, blah, blah. She prepares dinner for everybody's at the table, no sweat, everybody's dressed nicely with the candles, with some empty glasses of wine because I was too thirsty, and after that everybody's happy, and everybody. Have your mom ever cooked for you for dinner? My mom did that all the time. I know how she cooked. I know how the process was. hours and sweaty and cutting and being over there and putting on the boiling water and coming over and do. I know how the process is. That is reality. And these guys are looking and say, oh my God, I have to cook dinner. Put in a microwave. That's not dinner. That's fake. That's why they're, pill poppers, all of them. Because they're like, I saw the advertisement, the movies said the life is differently. But hey, you're an imbecile. They are lying to you. The same here. So let's read further. Zelensky's presidential term expired last year. This is the Russian interpretation of Ukrainian constitution. But he has repeatedly cited the state of emergency he imposed as grounds for remaining in office beyond the constitutional deadline. Russian Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Great Maria Zakharova recently accused the Ukrainian actor turned politician, a clown, of pushing for a personal meeting with Putin to reaffirm his political legitimacy, claiming he, and I'm quoting, is insanely afraid of being forgotten, of becoming unnecessary for the West. Despite Zelensky's dubious legal status, Putin previously confirmed he was open to a potential meeting, but questioned his authority to sign any binding agreement. These are logical adults, man. At least I grew up with these kind of things. And I'm quoting, I'm ready to meet with anyone, including Zelensky. That's not the issue, the Russian president stated in June. And I'm quoting, the question is different. Who will sign the documents? According to Moscow, legal authority in Ukraine now resides with the parliament, not with Zelensky. On Tuesday, Ukrainian lawmakers once again extended martial law and general mobilization for another 90 days with just a single dissenting vote. Well, personally, I would not invite Zelensky to the Kremlin. I would not meet him after I saw what was going on in the White House. That's the first one. If I would do that, I would do it only to show the world who he is. That's all. I would let him make a fool of himself again in front of the whole world. I would just keep cool, not say anything, stop the conversation, stand up and leave. That's what I would do. But after he finishes his abracadabra, I'm going to reach you and suck you. That's it. That's what I would do. But other than that, I would meet him at the Kremlin. You come over, man. Come over. You come one piece, you go home like Mohammed bin Salman did to Mr. Khashoggi. Remember? Lost in space. Where is he? The crocodiles had a good dinner, I guess. All right. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.